The morning sun cast golden light across the monastery courtyard. A gentle breeze carried the scent of blossoming jasmine. Buddha stood beneath the ancient Bodhi tree. His disciples gathered, their robes rustling like leaves in the wind. Ananda stepped forward, his brow furrowed with uncertainty. Master, I struggle to accept that all things must change. Buddha turned his gaze to a nearby lotus pond. See how the flowers bloom today but wither tomorrow. Ananda followed his master's gaze. Yet the loss saddens me. How can I find peace in such impermanence? Buddha knelt beside a fallen petal. You grieve because you resist what is natural. Let go, and suffering will fade. A young monk approached hesitantly. Master, if everything changes, does anything truly matter? Buddha smiled gently. Each moment carries meaning in its presence, not in its permanence. Ask yourself, does this trade bring peace or suffering? Does it uplift or oppress? The disciples exchanged thoughtful glances, their minds tracing the implications of the teaching. Right livelihood, Buddha continued, is the path to both spiritual and material prosperity. It simply flows, embracing each movement. Ananda pressed his palms together in contemplation. But how can I apply this wisdom in my life? Buddha reached for a handful of earth. When the rain falls, it nourishes this soil. It does not demand permanence. The monks watched as the earth crumbled between Buddha's fingers. Acceptance leads to peace. Resistance leads to suffering. Ananda sighed, the weight of his thoughts easing slightly. I see, Master. But what if fear clouds my understanding? Buddha looked toward the distant mountains. Even the tallest peaks crumble in time. Fear does not stop this truth. A merchant arrived, overhearing the exchange. Master, my wealth brings me no lasting joy. What must I do? Buddha gestured to the trees. They offer fruit without expectation. They do not hoard, nor do they mourn when their branches are bare. The merchant lowered his gaze. I am afraid of losing what I have built. Buddha touched the merchant's hand. All things return to the earth. To hold too tightly is to suffer needlessly. The monk closest to Buddha spoke softly. Master, does this mean we should not strive for anything? Buddha shook his head. Strive, but do not cling. Work, but do not despair over loss. A butterfly landed on Buddha's shoulder. See how it moves from one flower to the next, never possessing, only experiencing. The monks observed the butterfly's effortless grace. Is life meant to be this simple? Ananda asked. Buddha nodded. Simplicity is wisdom. Complexity is born from resistance. The sun shifted, shadows stretching across the ground. Silence embraced the gathered disciples. Buddha spoke again, his voice gentle but firm. Even in decay, beauty exists. Even in endings, new beginnings arise. Ananda bowed, his heart lighter than before. I will reflect on this teaching, Master. Buddha placed a hand upon Ananda's shoulder. Do not only reflect, live, experience, and allow change to guide you. The monks departed in quiet thought, the rustling of their robes blending with the whispering wind. Buddha remained beneath the Bodhi tree, watching as the petals drifted upon the breeze. Another day, another journey through the vast teachings of existence. The morning sun touched the river's surface, scattering golden light. Buddha sat upon a smooth stone. His disciples gathered in quiet reverence. The water's rhythm matched the steady rise of their breaths. A fisherman approached, his net heavy with the morning's catch. Master, I struggle with greed. I fear having too little. Buddha gestured to the flowing river. Does this water hoard its movement? Does it fear running dry? The fisherman lowered his gaze. It moves without hesitation, but I fear scarcity in my life. Buddha cupped water in his hand. When held too tightly, it escapes. When allowed to flow, it remains abundant. The disciples observed in silence, absorbing the lesson within the river's ceaseless motion. A scholar stepped forward. Master, I reflect on my past mistakes and feel burdened. How does one find peace in reflection? Buddha traced patterns in the wet soil. Reflection is a river. It carries wisdom forward, but does not trap itself in its banks. The scholar knelt, yet my past follows me, casting shadows upon my heart. Buddha picked up a fallen leaf. This leaf is carried downstream. It does not fight the current, nor lament where it once rested. The scholar watched the leaf drift away, understanding dawning in his eyes. The merchant from the previous day returned. Master, your words lingered in my thoughts, but my fears remain. Buddha nodded. The mind clings to fear as a drowning man clings to a sinking raft. The merchant sighed. Then how does one let go? Buddha gestured to the open sky. There is no hand upon the wind, yet it carries the birds. Release, and you too shall rise. The merchant bowed, determination flickering in his expression. A young monk approached hesitantly. Master, does wisdom come from what we already know, or from what we have yet to discover? Buddha picked up a handful of river stones. Each stone is shaped by water's touch, just as the mind is shaped by experience. The monk reached for a stone, feeling its smooth surface. So wisdom is formed through change? Buddha smiled. It is revealed through openness, like the sky welcoming each passing cloud. The monk bowed, carrying the lesson in his heart. The river continued its ceaseless flow, whispering to all who listened. Another day, another lesson upon the path of wisdom. The temple courtyard shimmered under the morning light, the scent of incense drifting. Buddha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, his disciples kneeling in quiet reverence. Their breaths matched the rhythm of rustling leaves. A troubled monk stepped forward. Master, I have failed in my practice. My thoughts wander, my heart wavers. I feel unworthy. Buddha picked up a cracked clay cup. Does this cup lament its imperfections? Or does it still hold water? The monk hesitated. It still holds water. Master, Buddha nodded. Then it serves its purpose. And so do you. The disciples listened, absorbing the lesson within the broken vessel. Another monk spoke. Master, I fear that my mistakes define me. How does one begin anew? Buddha traced a circle upon the earth. The sun rises, the seasons shift. Renewal is nature's rhythm, unburdened by past missteps. The monk sighed. Yet my failures weigh heavily upon my heart. Buddha scattered petals upon the ground. See how the wind carries them. They do not cling to regret, only movement forward. The monk lowered his head in contemplation. A merchant arrived, his face lined with worry. Master, I seek peace, but my mind is restless. How does one quiet the storm? Buddha gestured to the stillness of the pond. It reflects the sky without struggle, embracing what comes, releasing what goes. The merchant frowned. But how does one learn such acceptance? Buddha picked up a stone and dropped it into the water. Each ripple fades in time. Suffering only remains when held too tightly. The merchant's shoulders eased, understanding emerging in his gaze. A weary traveler knelt. Master, does the path ever end? Or does one continue seeking without destination? Buddha smiled. A traveler does not lament each step, nor fear the next. He simply walks, embracing the journey as the path itself. The traveler bowed, carrying the wisdom within his heart. The temple bell rang, marking the passage of time. Yet the teachings remained timeless. The wind carried whispers of wisdom through the leaves. Buddha gazed at the horizon, his eyes reflecting the golden light of the setting sun. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.